What's going on? Time for some light heavyweight fight, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think it's going the distance. I don't think it's going the distance. I think we're gonna get a knockout. Oh man, Matt, glad you're here, man. Oh man, I don't think this is gonna go the distance. I have a feeling we're gonna get a knockout, and it could be because Joe Smith has a 70% KO percentage, or it might be because BETERBIEV has a 100% KO percentage. 100% KO percentage. Yeah. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good fight. I can't wait for this. This is one of those slept on fights. I think like boxing fans are excited for this, but casuals don't even know this exists. They have no idea. No idea this fight is gonna happen tonight. Which is fine, you know. But this is one of those, man. 7th or 8th. Yeah, it all depends. The biggest question I always have with BETERBIEV or BETERBIEV, I've heard it both ways, is age. He's 37 years old. That's not a great age. Yeah, Bivol right afterwards, actually, absolutely. Does a win for BETERBIEV mean more in terms of the 175 division than Bivol's win over Canelo? Well, absolutely, it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. Sure, yeah. And to account how even this, yeah, this is one of those fights. I say a lot of people are on the talking. What's going on? A lot of people are in favor of BETERBIEV or BETERBIEV. I'm gonna be doing it all night, for sure. But Joe Smith definitely has a chance in this fight. We even saw last fight. Brown almost won that fight purely because of a cut opening up. Shit can happen, man. Jordan, what's going on? Anything can happen. When you get guys that hit this hard at this kind of weight class, shit happens. I do think Bivol beating Canelo is a little bit bigger. I have not been watching the UFC card, man. I heard in Discord people have been loving it. Dude, Brown either gets cut or starts cuts every single time. Brown always gets either he gets cut or he starts cuts every single big fight he's in. 7 KOs. Oh man. That's fantastic. Yeah, UFC does a great job, man. They do a fantastic job. So I come downstairs. I'm getting ready for the stream. And my wife texts me, you got to come back up here right now. And she's like putting down my son. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like something's up, but maybe he just has like a dirty diaper I got to take out real quick. That's what I'm thinking, right? I go upstairs. She's like, what's going on with the back of his head? There's an engorged tick attached to his head. I'm like, oh no. So we got to wrangle a 2.5-year-old and rip a tick off of him. That's engorged on him. My wife's freaking out. She's like, should I bring him to urgent care? I'm like, he's fine. He's fine. There's no bullseye. He'll be okay. But we got to start paying attention. We got to pay attention a little bit more in the backyard. You know. We don't. Yeah. Hey, John, what's going on? John, we're having this doe run through our backyard, man. You know? Dana's handing out a lot of bonuses tonight. That's awesome. Imagine telling your friend that. When you were 2, you got a tick stuck in your... Dude, they get engorged and they are nasty, man. Oh, Smith is getting beat. Tucker versus Smith right now. This young kid, Tucker's just pounding away. They're going to stop this fight. I'd stop this fight. Who's winning right now? Tucker's kicking the shit out of Smith. If you're talking about main event, that hasn't happened yet. You know? It'll be fine. There's no bullseye or anything like that. He's okay. So, but I hate ticks, man. I hate ticks, man. Oh, awesome, Derek. Yeah, right now Tucker's doing some big work, man. This kid's young. He's not the flashiest guy. He doesn't look bad, but he does have some bad habits. So we'll see. Dude, Todd, what's going on? So Smith right now. Oh, Smith taking some good shots from Tucker. Tucker's doing some good work here, but he might have went a little bit too hard trying to get the stoppage in this round. And it doesn't seem like this kid has a ton of power. Discord is up. So, I mean, this kid's young, so we'll see. We'll see how he does. You know. Prediction for main event. West Baptist Church. What the fuck? Prediction for main event. I'm gonna probably go with BETERBIEV winning by stoppage. 9th round seems about right. You had to replace your bug assault. You've been using that frequently, John. That's my general prediction, Derek. I don't know how Smith's gonna react to this. Smith has only been knocked. He's only had a TKO. He's only been TKO'd one time. So it's hard to say that he's gonna get stopped to a certain degree, but I think BETERBIEV he's nasty, man. He's got some nasty power. So I think it's very likely. For one, Baptist Church approved of. I know, Shrek. I was just like, this is the most random thing I've ever seen. I think Smith in general, yeah. I think it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard for Smith to go in there and assert himself enough. BETERBIEV is just, he's kind of a complete package when you look at him as a fighter. You know, he doesn't have a lot of weakness to him. We got to get the Pope on the stream. Yeah, I think obviously Smith is the underdog in this fight. Like I said, he has like a 70% KO percentage, so Smith isn't totally out of this, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, especially when you consider the fact that Joe Smith lost to Bivol, and a lot of people feel as though BETERBIEV is the better fighter compared to him versus Bivol. That might have changed recently due to the Canelo fight, but regardless, you know, it's gonna be fun. Regardless, we're gonna probably get a knockout in this. It's gonna be fun. You know. Yeah, Derek, that's what I'd like. I think that's what we'd all like. It all depends on the money, though, from Canelo. All depends. Yeah, no way it's going to a decision. I don't think so either. I'm arguing with Jake Paul hate account that got Serrano to block him and threatened to use guns on Jake Paul on his story on Instagram. Dude. That's extreme. That's very extreme. Like, come on, man. Look, you don't have to like Jake Paul, but extreme violence is definitely not okay. I mean, you don't have to like the guy, but jeez, man. And why go after Serrano? Amanda Serrano's a sweetheart. She's a great girl. Bivol almost did get knocked out by Smith. That's true. That is true. Bivol in general, I'm surprised at how incredibly well he did against Canelo, man. Yeah, can we disagree without shooting each other? Yeah. Serrano, dude. You know, Amanda Serrano is a great fighter. Even after losing to Katie Taylor, she's still a class act. You know? So you don't have to like people, especially in boxing and stuff like that. But you don't have to go that extreme. Come on, man. I mean, that to me is you're just asking for trouble if you're doing stuff like that. If you're that dumb, not smart. Not a smart idea. That's for sure. Why does the Canelo fans want BETERBIEV to lose? I don't know. That's a good question, Derek. I'm guessing they want BETERBIEV to lose because they think that maybe the path to light unified or undisputed at light heavyweight might be a little bit easier path for Canelo that way. You know? Oh, by far, yeah. No, Taylor versus Serrano is it might be the best female boxing match I've ever seen. If not, it's up there for one of the best of all time. There's no question about it. It's one of the best of all time. Katie Taylor somehow staying up. I don't even know how she did. You know, I have no idea. So it was crazy. You know? Favorite fighter of all time? Joe Louis. Probably Joe Louis is my favorite all time. I love George Foreman too. I do like George a lot. Who else? I mean, I grew up in the era of Mike Tyson, so it's kind of cliche to say like Mike Tyson, but I obviously liked Mike Tyson. Roy Jones Jr. though was probably the guy that I liked even more though. So did Shushu fight already? I don't know who Shushu is. Right now we're on Tucker versus Smith. After this, we have 3 more fights before the main event. Oh, Marciano, that's a great one too. That was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, I love Mike Tyson. Good stoppage right here. Tucker gets the win. I love Mike Tyson, don't get me wrong. But Roy Jones Jr., man. James Toney was awesome. Roy Jones Jr. was like insane to watch. But yeah, probably Joe Louis is probably my all-time. Manny Pacquiao's up there is one of my favorites as well. I gotta say, Manny Pacquiao's seeing Manny Pacquiao fight for decades. It's hard not to like him, man. Your favorite is, dude, I love Lomachenko. Lomachenko is probably my favorite fighter currently fighting. By far. I think Loma's probably my favorite current fighter. I have a bias against Southpaws. So I never wanted a southpaw to win. Does that include Rocky? Does that include Rocky? In the movies, he's a southpaw. Oh man, I love watching freaking Pac-Man. The double right to the bot, yeah, and to the head by Tyson was devastating. Yeah, no, John and I have watched a lot of Mike Tyson highlights and fights. Gotta love. I mean, prime Mike Tyson was just insane, man. All right, we're even closer now. We're 3 fights away. 3 fights away from the main event. So, Jimmy Thunderman, 8 division champion. I know, that's the craziest thing. That's the craziest thing. Dana, what's going on? There we have subs. Joe Smith in the 10th round or sooner. Pretty much. Oh yeah, we watch UFC. Not tonight per se, but generally speaking, yeah, we love watching UFC. We have a lot of UFC fans in chat that know a lot more about UFC than I do. I am not the most knowledgeable individual when it comes to grappling at all. That's for sure. Derek, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that, by the way. I can talk about the stand-up game. I cannot talk about when they get on the ground. That is just not my forte. You know? I know, John, right? So, not a Khabib fan? Khabib, look, I don't have a problem with Khabib. I just don't I don't have the level of knowledge to appreciate everything he did, other than the fact the dude was an absolute workhorse. Like, watching him just get on top and just absolutely tire people out, and he just looked as fresh as a daisy. It's like, Khabib was impressive from that standpoint alone. I could absolutely appreciate that. From a grappling wrestling standpoint, I can't appreciate everything he did to the full extent just because I don't have that knowledge. You know, like, I wish I did. I just don't have time to learn it all. You know, you know what I mean? Khabib was a monster, though. That dude was an absolute monster. Like, he was a nightmare for people. You know, when he got on top of you and he took you down, it's like, dude, this is going to be a long night, man. UFC is so boring. I think it depends on who's fighting. It depends who's fighting. If Israel Adesanya is fighting, man, you gotta watch. Izzy's probably one of the best strikers I've ever seen, ever, in any sport, in modern times. Like, the style bender deals in millimeters, everyone else deals in inches. It's crazy how technical he is. He's so good. I'm pretty sure the top 3, most divisions, is number 1 Pac-Man, 2 Serrano, and then 3 Canelo. I think there's some older fighters that might have 6 belts, though, Shrek. I will say that. Or 6 divisions. So, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there is. Gaethje fighting is so... Yeah, dude, Gaethje's super fun to watch, too. Serrano is Amanda Serrano. She's female boxer. Super fun. She's her and Katie Taylor are probably my 2 go-to female boxers that I'll watch. I don't love all of the female boxers out there. Like, I'm not a huge Clarissa Shields fan. But Amanda Serrano's, I could watch her all the time. She's great. She's a really, really skilled boxer. Katie Taylor's also really, really good as well. I was trying to explain this to my mother-in-law one time. AB's a 4 division world champion. I was trying to explain this to my mother-in-law one time. She's like, oh, like, you know, how's women's boxing compared to men's boxing? I'm like, it's not the same. And she's like, oh, is it just like more fundamental? She was kind of comparing it to like WNBA to like NBA. And I'm like, no, it's not a fundamentals issue or like that they're more fundamental. It's the drop off in talent is extreme. So like you get like Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, and they're at the top of the game, and then they just like beat every other girl that you've never heard of before. And it's very much a situation where it's like, who do they fight next? Like, who's there for them to actually fight? So it's really, really tough. They screwed up their promotion for this fight right now. They're showing the Tucker interview that they did earlier, and he's already just done fighting. So it's just really tough. Women's boxing is rough. Charles Oliveira is my favorite UFC fighter of all time. I would say my favorite might be, if I had to pick a UFC fighter, Chuck Liddell's up there. Ken Shamrock's up there for me. Fedor's up there. You know, those are a couple guys that I remember like growing up watching. In particular, I'm trying to think like who was like the real. I mean, Conor McGregor was insanely popular as well for a long time. He still is, obviously, but I'm trying to think prime time. Who would I always root for? Forrest Griffin, I always liked a lot. Oh yeah, dude. I didn't even think about that. Anderson Silva was a monster too. He's also, I love Anderson Silva. Best way to explain the difference is women's boxing or women boxing, which that's all you need to know. Oh man, that's funny. Them milking it as usual. Broke, dude. What's going on, man? Chael Sean. I was never a big fan of him, Shrek, to be honest. I'm not even a fan of him now all that much, to be honest. Uncle Chael's not like my favorite person, honestly. Went from a journeyman to a UFC lightweight champion. He did. Smith will go down like Biden riding a bike. That was such a, oh, Wolf, what's going on? Dude, that was so funny, that video of, I don't like to get too political, but that was funny watching Biden fall a little bit. Like, dude, come on, man. You're not even moving. Although I have done something similar myself, but that was because my feet were locked in. So that's on me. What was the dude's name? Evan Tanner. Was a beast, dead at the heat. Oh, died of heat stroke in the desert. Oh, dude, I don't even know. I also liked Rampage Jackson a lot too. I was a fan the same way I'm a fan of Billy Joe Saunders. He's such an asshole. I love him, man. I don't know. Chael's funny. I like him, but he has some really shitty takes on boxing. I think I've shown that video of him talking about Anthony Joshua, and he's just so fucking clueless, but he's so cocky and confident. It was one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard, ever. Anthony Joshua didn't lose until he fought someone his own size, Andy Ruiz. And it's like, does anyone want to tell Chael that Andy Ruiz is 6'1" with his shoes on? And AJ 6'6"? And anyone want to tell him that? Like, doesn't know what he's talking about? Oh my God. Yeah, he ain't sweating. Yeah, he was saying AJ never sweats. He doesn't work very hard in the gym. We've never seen him sweat. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? It was the weirdest take. It was the weirdest take. It's still up on his channel. He's just like, yeah, I think Anthony Joshua's overblown. I don't think he's ever really, put in a ton of hard work. There's never any videos of him sweating or anything. I'm like, all I've ever seen are videos of fucking AJ sweating. And he's like, yeah, AJ finally got what came to him because he fought someone his own size, Andy Ruiz. Just like, Chael, you're so wrong on all of these points that you don't know what you're talking about. Stick to UFC, man. Stick to UFC. This is not your sport, man. Knows less about boxing than Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's a good casual boxing fan. I'll say that. All wrestlers are douchebags. Randy Couture wasn't a douchebag. Joe Rogan though, I will say, he doesn't know a ton about boxing, but he doesn't fake it either. Like, he doesn't fake it the way some people do. Like, Chael really fucking faked that whole segment he did about Joshua. He didn't know dick about what he was talking about, and he acted like he was super confident. So it was terrible. Joe, if he doesn't know something, he actually says, I don't know, which I respect that. I love Joe, but he doesn't understand much about boxing. He knows basics, and he knows, I would say Joe Rogan is more of a 90s boxing fan than he is current boxing fan. And that's the thing with Joe. Joe was like watching boxing back when boxing was massive in the 90s. So he knows a lot about those guys. And that's why if you look at Joe Rogan's catalog of boxers that he's had on, he has on all those classic guys all the time. Like, he had on all of those classic guys. He's had on Mike Tyson like 3 times. He's had on Teddy Atlas. He's had on Evander Holyfield. He's had Lennox Lewis on. He likes those kind of like 90s boxers. He does have like some modern boxers in there, but like he doesn't know enough to question them enough. So it's tough. Not to mention maybe Joshua doesn't sweat a lot because he's well conditioned. Well, I mean, Joshua sweats when he's working out because he's working his ass off. You can't ever say that AJ doesn't work hard. Like, you can't say that AJ doesn't work hard, man. Go look at AJ when he got done with the Olympics compared to how he is now, or even how he looked several years, like a couple years after being out of the Olympics. Dude worked his ass off. Like, you can't take that away from him. AJ couldn't deal with the hand speed of Andy Ruiz really gave him issues. King Kong versus Andy, September 4th in Vegas. I'm ready for that, baby. Absolutely. I agree, John. I think you will too. Thing about Joe is he can't get over the hype. I mean, he called Canelo the best ever. He called Fury the best ever. He called Lomachenko the best ever. Yeah. He gets a little bit persuaded, for sure. He reads into it. He drinks the Kool-Aid a little bit. Thoughts on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson destroys him. Jake Paul is a good low-level fighter. And I give him credit because he's done better than I expected him to do, and he's gotten better than I expected him to do. He's like a good opponent for Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury has fought nothing but bums. So, don't know AJ is, if you look at him shirtless, you know that he works out hard. Yeah, AJ is a monster, dude. Joe knows big names boxers and their stats. Yeah. Like, that's the thing with Joe. I never take Joe's opinion too much, too serious when it comes to boxing. But like the other thing too, you got to remember, Joe Rogan is a fan of boxing though, and he's probably helped out boxers more than any other podcast possible. Like when Tyson Fury went on the Joe Rogan podcast and he talked about mental health, not only did it give a great platform for Fury at the time, because it was right before the Wilder fight, Or was it after the Wilder fight? I can't remember. The first one, I can't remember if it was before or after. I think it was before. And I mean, that's why I've said time and time again, the fact AJ has not gone on the Joe Rogan podcast has done a complete disservice to a possible fan base he could have had. He could have had in the US. That's the biggest problem I have with it. And I've seen so many, I've talked about this at nauseum on this, freaking channel, but I see UK fans say, oh, well, he doesn't need the US fan base. He's already got the UK fan base. He's already got African fan base. He doesn't need the US. His two biggest sponsors are Under Armour and fucking Beats, dude. How can you say that? AJ would make a great individual to be in like a Hollywood movie, not with a lot of talking parts, but just someone to be physically imposing, right? Like, Jesus, man. I love how much of a dickhead Saunders was. It was awesome. I do. Billy Joe Saunders is funny. Billy Joe Saunders, man. Love him or hate him, he was funny, dude. He was very quick-witted. I will say that about him. He was funny. He was fun. He was definitely fun. Tell me if yours about himself. Yeah, he is. He had Holyfield, Tyson, Atlas, Wilder, Fury, and Lewis on the show, which is cool. And he had Clarissa Shields, and he also had Crawford on there. Which was a really under the radar pickup. So, he had Andy Ruiz on there. And the thing this is where you could tell there was some bad mojo going on with Andy Ruiz after the AJ win. He went to Joe Rogan's podcast and he was there for an hour. 1 hour. 1 hour. How many Joe Rogan podcast episodes are like an hour long? Like almost none of them. And Andy was like too busy or something like that. And I'm just like, dude, this is a gold mine for you. To give you a sense of why Joe Rogan is so important if you want to promote yourself, especially as a boxer, Joe Rogan on every single day, Joe Rogan has more downloads on Spotify than Taylor Swift's albums do when they release. It's literally the equivalent of a major release from Taylor Swift every single day in downloads for Joe Rogan. That's how big he is. Have you had an eye on the UFC tonight? I have not. I heard there's like tons of knockouts though, King. Drake's the greatest rapper of all time. Please tell me you're joking when you say that. I do not care for Drake at all. I don't have anything personal against him. I just don't like his music very much. Hold on, so it's a good UFC event for me? Hell yeah. 8 knockouts. That's fantastic. AJ ducked out of the Wilder fight. That's why Fury is the biggest star in the UK. In the UK, then absolutely Dana. Drake's goated. Ugh, I don't know about that. You gotta remember, I grew up with 90s rap. I mean, NWA. I mean, Tupac, Biggie, Puff Daddy, Nas, the Beastie Boys, just to name a few off the top of my head. KRS-One? Please tell me you've listened to some KRS-One. Come on, Tech 9? Oh my God. How about this? A Tribe Called Quest? I probably listened to Midnight Marauder more than any album I've ever listened. Probably almost more than any album I've ever listened to. When you listen to the Rolling Stones, I'm not even a big Rolling Stones fan. Eminem was, I think he was 2000s. Dr. Dre? Yeah. The Chronic 20. What was that? 2001 with the Chronic? Oh my God, dude. Snoop. Oh man. Oh man. I'm not a big Rolling Stones guy. I'm just not. I've never been a big Rolling Stones guy. I'm more of a Jimi Hendrix guy. If I'm gonna listen to like classic rock, I'm gonna listen more Jimi Hendrix than anything. You know? Didn't Eminem have a feature with Biggie? Biggie was dead before Eminem was big. 50 Cent. 50 Cent was huge. Kanye West when he first came out. Who else? Dude, Lupe Fiasco was awesome. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've never been a big Lil Wayne fan, but he was also massive too. Hip hop doesn't. I love hip hop, man. Last of Us, what's going on? West Side Connection, dude. That was the craziest thing, man. That was always the craziest thing. Was East versus West. Was such a Jay-Z was huge. You know. Old school Lil Wayne is classic. Carter album. I am watching boxing right now, but we might switch over. Hip hop's fun, man. I got really into Logic as well. Old Logic was really good. I always loved Q-Tip too. We're 4 out of 6. Is UFC better right now? NF is pretty interesting, dude. Shrek, I'm very interested. I've heard a couple of his songs. He's pretty cool. I have to say, I don't listen to much music anymore. What's crazy is Jay-Z is still huge, just in a different way. That's true. That's very true. Logic's good friends with my old college buddy. That's sick. Maybe we'll switch over to UFC then. People are saying UFC's better. I'm all about it. Wiz Khalifa. Oh my god, dude. But yeah, I almost don't listen. Oh shit! Holy shit, his eye is closed. Just listen to Judas Priest on shuffle. De La Hoya sing? I've never listened to De La Hoya sing. Chris Brown before Coke. Morning UK, 2:30 a.m. Oh, damn, dude. Cooking lamb. Hot pot. Dude, hot pot's awesome. Welcome to the stream, man. Who's watched UFC last Saturday? Dude, that was... Yeah, we watched that. It's all so good. I listened to a little bit of everything, honestly. I listen to like classic country music, like Willie Nelson. Classic Willie Nelson, so good. You know, I don't really have like a genre I have to. I used to listen to a ton of punk rock, ska, punk rock, hardcore, metal. I love Slayer. You know, Tom T. Hall. I mean, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash is so good. I have some Johnny Cash vinyl that I love. Oh, fight's over. Can't even. That eye is bad, man. That's bad. I've seen I saw Bob Dylan live one time. De La Hoya, when he decided to make a record, well, he'd add to the list. I mean, De La Hoya made a record. Roy Jones Jr. made a rap album. And now we have the new rap. We have the new music from Mr. Deontay Wilder. Neil Young. I was never super into Neil Young. When I saw, the sad thing is when I saw Bob Dylan, he was so old, and it just wasn't as good as I hoped. You know? So, I can't do his hardcore death metal. Like Cannibal Corpse shit. It freaks me the hell out. I don't think I've done, I used to listen to a little bit of it, but Bob Dylan's voice is insulting. Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine. Westboro, if I could give you one advice I would say check out the music group Buffalo Killers. If you like classic rock, you'll like them. They sound like they're straight out of like the 60s or 70s rock. It's really cool. Can't go wrong with some Steely Dan. Buffalo Killers, man. They sound like they're straight out of the 60s. It's like, sounds like that old school rock. It's really fun. I haven't listened to them lately, but they have a couple really good songs. If you're into that kind of more classic rock style. You know, I'm going to say something that's going to really make some people unhappy. There's one music group I've never been able to get into. And they have some good songs, but I've just never been like, I got to listen to these guys. And it's gonna really make some people mad when I say this, because it's a band that people absolutely love. And it's Led Zeppelin. I've never been a huge Led Zeppelin guy, man. I've never been a huge Led Zeppelin guy. That's never been my. I don't know. I just don't know why. Beatles are pretty good. It's you know, I didn't know Bob Dylan's a huge boxing fan, but look, it's nothing. I don't have anything against Led Zeppelin. I know that they stole a lot of music. It's just not my jam. It's just not my thing. I don't know why. It's just not my thing. And I never really got into anything past the White Album for the Beatles. When the Beatles started doing a lot of drugs, I was never a huge fan. I liked old school Beatles, not like drugged out Beatles. That was never my thing. You know? I just don't seek out Led Zeppelin. It's one of those things, man. You know? I actually say that about the Beatles and people think I'm crazy. No, dude. Will, you're fine with that. I understand that. Old Beatles were really, really good. And then they got really, once they started doing acid, they were never the same. I was just never into them that much. I'm not modding you anymore. They're going to say you don't like Nirvana. Nirvana, I will say I do like Nirvana. They are overrated, in a sense. Musically, they were not nearly as talented as people want to make them seem. Technically speaking, they were not nearly as talented as people made them seem. People treat Nirvana like they're some of the greatest musicians. Dave Grohl was always a really good drummer, but I mean, Kurt Cobain was not the best. Go listen to Bleach and go tell me that that's a great album. I just never been a huge fan of that album in particular. You know, and mind you, I had that. Remember when Kurt Cobain's journal came out? I actually owned that book when it came out, man. I don't know if Kurt's like Tupac. I wouldn't go that far. I will say the one thing I do like about Nirvana is that they killed that whole hair metal band era, which was nice. Which was really nice. You know, grunge killing hair metal was the best thing ever. And you know, if you look at someone like Tommy Lee, man, he's really, really a fucking insanely good drummer. Like, there was really talented individuals in those bands, you know, guitar players, everything like that, but the music itself did not age well. It did not age well. You know? Ozzy in concert. You ever see, Dana, do you ever see the old SNL skit where they're like, they're making fun of Ozzy Osbourne, and they're like, he's trying to talk and say stuff, and no one can understand him, so they have him sing everything because that's the only way you can understand him. Out of the grunge bands, I preferred Alice in Chains. I was never super into Alice in Chains. I did listen to them a little bit though. My buddy was super into them. Dave Grohl was probably like the one guy out of all the grunge era that did like the best, by far. Talks like Biden. Dude, remember when they had the Osbourne show? Motley Crue, Poison, Rat. We have, let me see where we are. So controversial. If this is the most controversial takes I have, then I'm fine with that. Music controversy is like, this is the most controversial I've probably ever been on stream. You know? Lives the wild side. This is a thing that people don't understand. And they probably think I'm crazy. I don't listen to music almost at all anymore. I used to play music. I don't listen to almost music at all anymore. And if I do listen to music, it's like background music. Like I put something on like lo-fi. You know? So, you know. So, drunk political rant, yeah. Talking about being libertarian. My general thing is, yeah. 20% of new music is good. I just haven't found anything I really like anymore. I don't have the time, and I just don't listen to that much music that I just don't have time for it. And I can't sit there and put on music and listen to lyrics and truly enjoy it while I'm like trying to do emails and stuff. So just like lo-fi in the background, I'm fine with that. You know? Lo-fi cow, just put that on the background, I'm fine. So, that's pretty much it. After 40, you have to be hammered. Thank God Pantera came. Oh my God, they killed dude. Pantera was so good too. So good. Twilight Sad, I'll check that out. For 21st century music, not all of it, just some of it. Good chunk of it does, but Guy Lombardo is pretty hip. I'll check them out for sure. Old school country was really good. New school country sucks. It's the one music that has not done well over the years. Old country was so good, like Dolly Parton, all that stuff was so good. And then like now, there's not that. I don't listen to any modern country, so I can't speak too much about it. But there actually, I take that back. There's some good country today. The stuff that where people kind of are like, I'm done doing this, like, I should say, pop country stuff. I'm done doing that. I'm doing like old school country. There are some really, really good modern country musicians. Nah, dude. Classic country is so good. And actually, like there's some really good country musicians. Especially back, I mean, Dolly Parton, yeah. Dolly Parton's my hero. So, Last of Us, if you like Dolly Parton, have you ever seen the movie Rhinestone? Have you ever seen the movie Rhinestone? Has anyone seen the movie Rhinestone with Dolly Parton? Oh my God, dude. So, Rhinestone is a movie, right? That has Dolly Parton in it, and she's in New York and she's singing. And what happens is that she wants to get out of her contract. So she says, I can make anyone a country music star. And Sylvester Stallone shows up in a taxi and the guy's like, you gotta make him a country star. So she takes Sylvester Stallone to like Tennessee and tries to make him into a country star. It's incredibly corny and shitty, but it's so good at the same time. Watching, this is like Stallone after he did like Rocky 1. This is before he even did like Rocky 2. This is like old Stallone with Dolly Parton singing country music. It's so bad it's good. Oh my God, it's funny. Yeah, daily reminder, Rocky did porn. That's right. I have with most of the new countries that all of the songs, sound the exact same with the, yeah, I agree, Will. Absolutely, man. Had great tits. She still does. Those things are plastic and they're still fantastic. Urban Cowboy. I don't know that one. At the Kennedy's farm, we used to Rhinestone Cowboy record and went to the country dance back in the early 80s. That's awesome. Oh my God, dude. Let's see if I can find Rhinestone. Oh my God, here it is. It was in 1984. 84. Okay, hold on. We're in between rounds, so I can pause this real quick. I'm gonna put this on stream. This is the trailer for Rhinestone. Oh my God, dude. Make sure this fits. Back when the ratio for this size was tiny for screens as well. Okay. Gotta make sure I don't play any. Okay, let's see. Classic Dolly Parton.
Ferris. She's about to bet everything, and we mean everything, that she can turn the next guy she meets into a singing sensation.
All right. The next normal person that comes by, I'll take him. The next one. Okay. I mean, the next guy that passes in front of my face. And
Whoa! How you doing? Nice to meet you. Good luck, Jay. Sylvester Stallone, Dolly Parton, in the knockout comedy of the summer, Rhinestone, coming soon.
What a classic, dude. Oh, dude. Stallone, especially back in the day, was not a good actor. We covered this when we went over all of the Rocky movies. We ranked all of them. And Six Pack with Kenny Rogers, classic. Dolly had such small feet, things Don't grow under shade. Do you ever hear Dolly Parton's way she like kept the same weight, the way she like managed her weight? She always talked about. She said whenever she'd go to a restaurant and she'd get a meal, she'd ask them to box half of it so she could bring it home. That was her portion control when she'd go out to eat. Stallone was a really bad actor when he first started. He got better. He got a lot better, actually. But, you know, took some time. Here's Shoo Shoo. I don't know anything about Shoo Shoo. to be quite honest. Dude, Cobra? Hell yeah, I remember Cobra. Tango and Cash. Dude, Stallone is still in one of my favorites of all time. You are the disease and I'm the cure. Stallone is in my favorite movie, probably one of my favorite movie series of all time, which is Rambo. Rambo was so good. Oh, Rambo 1, man. Yeah, Shoo Shoo's from New York. Let's face it, Stallone was always, and is better writer than actor. That's true. That's true. Dude, Rambo is such a good movie franchise. You ever, dude, Spaceballs? Spaceballs is a classic. I remember Cobra. Was that Over the Top you're thinking of? The arm wrestling movie where he has to like arm wrestle for his kid? Oh my God, dude, Stallone had this time and period where he was not only in like so many good movies, classic movies, but he was just jacked. He was so jacked for like a period of like 10 years. Demolition Man, yeah, another classic. Dude, Anthony Yard, I gotta be honest with you guys about Yard. They're interviewing him right now. They're talking to him about him being light heavyweight. Anthony Yard has a lot of fundamental issues. Anthony Yard does not deserve a major title shot yet. I don't think Anthony Yard beats either one. I don't think he beats Smith, or he certainly doesn't beat BETERBIEV or Bivol. He's just not there fundamentally. ESPN's 10th ranked light heavyweight. Damn, dude, they did you dirty. Great actors, yeah, to make him better. So Dana, that's absolutely true. 100% true. Go watch the Rocky movies. He's surrounded by phenomenally good actors. Carl Weathers is a goddamn legend. Clint Eastwood movies are some of my favorite as well. The Man with No Name or the Money series is one of the best movie series of all time. I love classic westerns. I love classic westerns. 2 heart surgeries later, we know why he was so jacked. That's true. That's very true. I only use Ring magazine rankings. That's not too bad. I mean, Ring's not bad, I would say, with their rankings. They're not perfect, but they're not bad. Death Wish? Hell yeah. Dude, Unforgiven? Such a good movie. I mean, not only do you have Clint Eastwood in it, but you got his counterpart there, right? Oh my gosh. So good. And my favorite scene from that movie is where like Clint Eastwood's this old pig farmer at this point, and he takes out his 6-shooter and he tries to shoot the can and he can't hit it because he's not the guy he used to be. So instead he walks back into the cabin and he grabs a shotgun and just shoots it. And he's like, yep, that'll do. I just remember thinking, oh, that's so fucking badass. Like, it's so badass. His boxing trainer's brother doesn't even believe in sparring. Dude, that's so true, Dana. That's so true. When he didn't do any sparring for Kovalev. That was a good test for him too. And he had a moment in that fight where he almost knocked out Kovalev. He almost knocked out Kovalev. And then Kovalev showed him that there's levels to this game. You know? Oh my God. Play Misty for me, the Fatal Attraction before Fatal Attraction. All the Bourne movies. I didn't watch all of them. I eventually lost interest after, like, I don't know, the third one or second one or something like that. IP Man. IP Man's so good. I love the IP Man story and series. Anyways, Rings #1, pound for pound. That's not bad. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know if I'd put him one. I don't know if I'd put him over Usyk, but he's certainly up there. You know how I am with ranking all that stuff. It's not pronounced like that. Ip Man. Is that what you're trying to say, tall kid? How many fights remaining? So we just got done. I think we have 2 more fights left, and then we have main event. So Bruce Lee also was one of those guys that, like, I had always heard about Bruce Lee, but I didn't really like know Bruce Lee until I got a little bit older. Cause like my dad wasn't into like kung fu movies. And then I got older and I was like, I'm gonna check out like the Chinese Connection. And that's when I realized Bruce Lee movies were just so different, man. It's not like it's because I grew up watching a lot of like Rush Hour and like Jackie Chan. And actually, Jackie Chan's first movie scene ever, I don't know if you guys know this, was in a Bruce Lee movie, and Bruce Lee comes up behind him and kills him. snaps Jackie's neck, actually. Fun little fact for you. And so, like, I didn't know what to expect, and I watched Chinese Connection, and that's when I noticed, like, Bruce Lee movies were different. He didn't just, like, hurt people. He didn't just, like, knock people out like Jackie did. He straight up murdered foos. And it was like, okay, this guy's on a different level, man. This guy's a different level. And I love this. This is so awesome. Sumo Hung. When I was in junior high, I used to go rent all the kung fu movies in my little mom and pop VHS rental store. Hell yeah. What time does the main event start? Well, we're 2 away, so we probably have... Great choreographer, that's true, John. We probably have at least an hour and a half. We probably have around an hour and a half, maybe a little bit less. Dude, Blockbuster. I remember renting games for my N64 from Blockbuster, and one of them, which was one of my favorites, was Clay Fighter. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that is it's a Blockbuster exclusive game. And now if you can find a copy of that game, it's the most expensive and rare N64 game in the world. Radio Shack. Thoughts on Jake Paul headlining an MSG in 7 weeks? He could do that because he actually has the fan base for it too. Dolly, Kenny Rogers, Burt Reynolds, Sly Stone. Money. Oh, dude, big money in the 80s and early 90s. That dude, huge money. I remember I always went with the girlfriend I had at the time. Hell yeah. Went to pick 1 or 2 movies. Maybe something to eat. Oh my God, that eye right now is so brutal. Emmett's eye is really bad. I mean, both of them have some pretty mean swelling underneath their eyes, but Jesus. Since Jake is fighting in MSG, his fights after that should be at the MSG Grand or T-Mobile. I mean, he can do that. Did Quiznos go out of business? No. Actually, Brooke, that's a great question. Martial Arts, Illustrated was available here in the 90s. Hell yeah. Chuck Norris, enough said. Yeah, hell yeah. So there's a great channel if you're a nerd like me, and I like to learn about businesses and how they run and stuff like that. There's a channel called, let me find it really quick. It's a channel that literally covers the rise and fall of different companies. And so with that, they covered Quiznos. What happened with Quiznos is that it grew a little bit too fast. And they started losing quality because they were allowing people to franchise too fast. So what they did was they closed almost all locations, and they basically reined it back in. So they have very small amounts of locations right now. There's a Quiznos actually not too far from me. So they are still around, but it's not the way it used to be. Quiznos took off, and then what also happened was that like people are like, oh, you just toast your sandwiches. Like, that's not that special. Company Man is the channel. I'll actually put it in chat really quick. If you like learning about companies and how they kind of like go like up and down, he has a really cool channel, and he explains like Pizza Hut. He explains like the decline of Pizza Hut, KB Toys, Atari. Dude, remember Sports Authority? You know? Dude, Dana, I saw that. Logan versus Andre Ward is a bad move. Wait, Quiznos not as good as 2005? Company Man is a really good one. Potbellies was my college spots, dude. Yeah. Quiznos was quite the interesting idea until someone's like, hey, we just need to get this little conveyor belt in a mini oven, and we can basically do what Quiznos does. I haven't been to any like Firehouse Subs or Jimmy John's or any of those places ever. So it was Jake and Andre. Okay. Which it won't happen. Yeah. Dude, Andre Ward probably doesn't want to do that. So, see who wins this fight. Split decision. Oh, wow. Both guys, though, brutal. Drake definitely ain't ass, but his new album's definitely ass. Damn, dude. That sucks. That's why I kick it in. Damn. Dude, that cut over his eye is fucking huge. That's a massive, that's gonna be like plastic surgery level cut, man. That's a pretty massive cut. He won by decision. Emmett won by decision. Man. That dude's eye needs some serious, like, yeah, split decision. It was crazy. Think Joe Smith is being slept. Oh, dude. There's definitely a lot of people that feel like he has no chance, and I don't think that. I agree with you, tall kid. He's getting a little bit slept on for sure. And now they're just sitting here. They're not doing anything on ESPN right now because they're waiting for UFC to be done. Put up too many brick and mortar stores. Yeah. Within 1 to 10 miles and 6 different Walmart stores. Eventually Walmart got smart and closed two of them. Brick and mortar's expensive. Brick and mortar's stupidly expensive. I feel like it should get paid more than boxing. UFC, I'm guessing you're talking about with that. I do think that UFC could make some more money. For sure, the fighters could make more money. I will say this, and this is my selfish take, which is because they don't make as much money as boxers, it allows them to have a much better card because they can divvy up the money so much better, which is nice. Because the problem with a lot of boxing cards is that like it's so top heavy where like the main event is getting all the money and then below that is just like really bad fights that no one cares about, fighters that no one cares about, all that stuff happens and you end up with a product where like you only want to watch for the main event and it kind of sucks. Whereas like that's the nice thing about UFC. Like holistically, they have an amazing card all the way through. Recognize regular appearances until UFC became the same. Equals, yeah, maybe later. I agree, Paul. That the reason, one of the things with UFC is that I think that they're going to continue to make money, continue to do really well. UFC is pretty much the one of the main reasons right now ESPN's staying afloat. Like ESPN is doing really, really terrible ratings right now. They are not doing well. ESPN's really not doing well. And they've been having like a couple years of doing layoffs. And man, it's amazing how well ESPN does purely because of UFC in certain sense. Virus is pretty good. Just a little overpriced Subway. Yeah, okay, got it. And they donate money to the local fire departments. That's cool. I never had Jimmy John's either. Main event is not on yet. I believe we have 2 more fights. So, get the best brownies. Oh, sucker for a good brownie. Andre Ward weighing in right now. Damn. Anyone else see that ring that's on Andre Ward's hand? That's got some diamonds in it. That's a good take from Andre Ward. He has to have if Joe Smith's going to win, he has to have a perfect fight. That's not a bad take. Or he has to hit something. He has to hit BETERBIEV with something that he's not expecting. It's going to be a really long night. It's going to be a long night. Obese. Oh my god, dude. The supernova with the bleached beard, man. Abraham Nova, man. Oh my god. This guy has a mascot that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, of course you remember. This guy's easy to remember purely because of his beard and his mascot. Oh my god, man. Hey, whatever gets you attention, you know? The mascot is ridiculous. But look, the beard thing, whatever, that's fine. But the mascot gets me every time. Robeisy Romero, Robeisy Romero had a, does anyone know, knows what happened to Robeisy Romero in his first pro fight? I don't think we were streaming for it. We might have been streaming for it. Robeisy Romero had his first pro fight. It was supposed to be an easy fight. And Robeisy Romero got knocked out. It was a huge upset. And it was a big setback for him. Since then, he's done pretty well. But this is actually kind of an interesting fight. Like, Robeisy Romero is not a bad fighter. So this is kind of interesting to me. I didn't expect to see both these guys. You know? So yeah, see, they're talking about it right now. Yeah, he beat Shakur in the Olympics, exactly. Like Robeisy Romero is one of those guys that, like, when he came into the pros, people were like, "Oh man, this guy's gonna really make some waves." And that first fight when he lost, I remember watching it live. They're like, "Oh shit!" Like, it was one of those major crazy upsets that, like, shouldn't happen. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. I'm kind of surprised both these guys are going to go up against each other. His first fight, I think, yeah, he was still getting used to the American lifestyle. Yeah, Dana, I just think he went in thinking it's going to be an easy fight, and it wasn't. Climbing the ranks. Shrek, I haven't seen him fight in a little while. Has he fought recently? I know a lot of people like him, Shrek. I know a lot of people are like fans of him because he's really good on social media. He fought last week? I didn't even notice that. Are you serious? Did he fight on the when did he fight? He got KO in the 4th. And wait, he got a KO in 40 seconds? Interesting. He fought a boxer. That's good. That's a good thing. I mean, look, I know he's like a big kind of like YouTube guy. Oh, on Boxer, the promotion. Got it. I understand that he's really big when it comes to like social media and stuff. I just haven't seen him fight anyone that I'm interested in yet. Con Brook card, got it. Won by decision. And won his last fight by a brutal KO. That's cool. That's cool. At some point, I'm curious when he starts stepping up. I know he's like boys with True Jordy and stuff like that. Yeah, of course they're overhyping him, man. He's 6-0 with 3 KOs. People keep comparing him to Jake Paul. Oh, man. Would smoke Tommy and Jake. Oh, in the bee costume? Mike Tyson in the bee costume. You know, 6-0 is pretty good. We'll see, though. Oh, Andre Ward got first ballot and got inducted. That's awesome. Friend of mine knows all the Cuban fighters. It's crazy as soon as, get to the America. Yeah, get to America. They're fighting 1 week later. That's what happens to Ugas when he picked up his first. Oh, really? Interesting, Dana. I could see that, though. It's kind of like, that'd be rough. We get Jake and Tommy out of there in the first round or two at most. Damn. And that's big coming from Utah, kid. If you're saying that, he's good, but people are already saying, yeah, he should fight for a title. I could see that on Twitter. Tall kid, I could see someone saying that on Twitter. A lot of crazy shit gets said on Twitter. I mean, people were saying Tommy Fury looked like Triple G in his last fight on Twitter. They were comparing Tommy Fury to Triple G in his last fight on Twitter. So I would not be surprised if people are calling him to be in a major title fight. Box card in Dubai today. Oh, they had 5 Cuban fighters on it. Dude, Cuban fighters are so fun. Oh, yeah, John Fury. It was sarcasm because John Fury said it. I don't know if it was pure sarcasm. I saw some people saying it as well. And they seemed a little serious. John Fury called him Triple G. Twitter made fun of it. Okay. I saw some people legit very impressed with Tommy after his last performance, though. I'm like, oh God, come on. John Fury is a character, man. But John Fury actually does a really good job of like towing that line between being a dad and being a trainer and everything like that. You know, John Fury does a good job of not overshadowing his kids or taking too much spotlight away or trying to be too in the spotlight. Nova kind of looked like Mike Tyson. This is actually kind of a fun fight right now between Nova and, Ramirez. Yeah, this is a good fight. This is a fun fight. I will say Ramirez is not impressed with Nova's power, that's for sure. Keeps smiling at him. So, oh, nice. Ramirez looks like a little bit more polished skill-wise. I like the activity from Nova though. He's not afraid to engage. Prelims were meh. Tommy's, yeah. I never, yeah. I mean, say with Ricky Hatton's kid, of course. Puerto Ricans and Cuban in the ring. Yeah, it's going to be fire. Absolutely, Dana. Absolutely. Tommy has one major problem. And that's that Tommy's nickname is TNT. And he doesn't really hit that hard. He doesn't hit that hard. You can't have your nickname TNT and you're fighting bums and you can't get knockouts. He has 4 knockouts. He has half of it. He has a 50% KO percentage. You can't have your nickname be TNT. And you can't really deliver on the power front. It's not a good look. It's like Daniel Dubois delivers, and his nickname is, you know, Triple D, which is a terrible nickname. But, you know, Jake's been training hard since March. I think he's going to look, so much better in August. Pretty much confirmed to be, I thought it was going to be Tommy. King Triple D. Tommy sounds like Edward Berlanga. Dude, at least Berlanga had a few more knockouts. Dude, Berlanga apologized for biting his opponent. I gotta be honest, I am totally off the Berlanga fucking train, man. I had a little bit of time where I thought Berlanga looked pretty good and the power seemed kind of interesting. And now I'm completely off that fucking train, man. I'm way off that train. Yeah, plus his defense is totally shit. Yeah, Tommy's Fury's defense is garbage. Robeisy Ramirez needs to be careful here. He's lowering his gloves and making it seem like this is no big deal from Nova, but I don't know. I don't like cockiness like that. Show me something, man. If you're gonna lower your gloves and act like there's no big deal, go after it. They're fighting now, though. Holy shit, there's some good back and forth right now. Berlanga is the first fighter I've seen to win 3 robberies in a row. Jake probably has similar power to Tommy. I can't imagine him hitting that much harder than Tommy, who's taller and longer limbs and way more jacked for sure. He got fined and suspended. Good. Gardner just here, 800. Dude, John, I just mowed my lawn today, and I was just thinking, man, I am so glad that we don't have a nice backyard like yours, though, John. I do have deer in my backyard, though, John. We have this one doe that keeps jumping over the fence and hanging out in our backyard a little bit. Granted, you also don't have ticks in your backyard, so. Ramirez right now is putting on a lot of pressure on Nova. Nova's doing a good job of weathering the storm, though. And not getting too... Rain has everything growing like crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have deer in my backyard. A deer. There's one doe that jumps the fence. Ramirez is counting his chickens before they're hatched right now. And he's trying to put him out. He's trying to take out Nova. He's a little bit showy. I don't like that from Ramirez. Get the job done, then you can gloat all you want. Yeah, Berlanga has lost his last 3 fights for sure. He should have lost his 3 fights. When we first started looking at Tommy, did you notice how long his arms are, Glove? I did notice he has long arms. For sure. He has good reach. For sure. I also just noticed that he's boring to watch. Yeah, Nova's about to get TKO'd. Look, Ramirez, I get it. You're not hurt from any of the punches that are coming back at you. You're feeling confident. That's great. Get the job done. Then you can do all the showboating you want, man. No, it doesn't fit his body at all. He's 6 foot and has a 77-inch reach. Same height as Joe Smith with 1 inch more reach. God damn. That is quite the reach. Ramirez is certainly crushing right now. They just showed power punches. Ramirez 21, Nova 6. You know? I think next will be BETERBIEV versus Bivol or Bivol versus Zerto. Good question. The biggest question I have is timing of everything. So Bivol won against Canelo. Canelo's now fighting Triple G. That's going to be in September. We know that, right? It does seem to make sense if you're BETERBIEV to maybe go after Bivol. The reason I say that is with BETERBIEV being 37 years old, you don't have a lot of time, man. Like, you got to make your big fights now. And the reason I say that is because Zurdo doesn't bring anything to the table in the same way that Bivol does now. Ramirez lost his first fight by... Oh, you're right, Danny. He did lose by split decision, didn't he? Bivol has a little bit of clout. He's on a pound for pound list now after beating Canelo. If I'm BETERBIEV, I want to beat Bivol and then maybe get the Canelo fight, which is big money. That's just how I would think about it. Like, what's going to get me the most clout, money, recognition possible? It's not Zurdo. Bivol wise, he probably, I think that Bivol's probably going to either do one of two things. Wait around for the next Canelo fight, or he might have an easy fight in between. You don't think he's going to return to 175? I don't know if he is or not. Look for Zurdo versus BETERBIEV, because I don't think Bivol's fighting again until he gets paid for the Canelo. Yeah, that's probably true, Dana. I don't know. It depends. It depends, because the hard part about it is I think you might be right in the sense that Canelo talks about coming back to 175 and fighting Bivol again. If you're Bivol, do you even want to risk it? Do you even want to risk having a fight in between? I don't know. Tommy built like a Hasbro action figure. Shrek, I'm shocked a little bit that you know who the Hasbro company is. A little bit. Most people don't know Hasbro that well. Honest prediction for Jake versus Tommy this August. I think Jake could win. Top Rank promotion, BETERBIEV. Yeah, they're promoting BETERBIEV as a Canadian citizen fighter. Yeah, I know. Which is interesting. Dana, we were talking about that in the Discord, actually. Because BETERBIEV looks like a goddamn Russian Wolverine. He looks like a fucking Russian Wolverine, man. Like, I get it. He's lived quite a bit of time in Canada. I get it. It's gonna be close till Jake's chins Tommy. That'll be fun. Yeah, they set up. Yeah, no setup for failure. Absolutely. Canadian who looks abortion poverty. Jake will struggle with Tommy. Yeah, Tommy's reach if Tommy decides to box. That's true. Bivol versus Canelo at 168 with a rehydration clause. That makes actually, Dana, that would be ideal. Absolutely ideal for Canelo. For sure. You feel like Tommy will come out aggressive? Yeah, I could see that. For sure. I think Tommy also, I'll say that I don't think Tommy takes Jake as serious as Jake takes Tommy. If that makes sense? Like, I think Tommy honestly just doesn't feel like Jake should even be in the ring with him. Chechian, yeah, he's a crazy, yeah, dude. He is crazy, Dana, for sure. I think Jake is gonna take it very, very serious. This is a fun fight right now. Although I do want to see Ramirez get in there and get the work done, man. No, like, I get the smiling and kind of clowning a little bit. That's fine. You can do that. But, like, you better get a stoppage. No, Nova definitely seems like he's just trying to do the work right now, which I appreciate, but he clearly doesn't have enough. You know? Yeah. Better bring it back. Dude, yeah, absolutely. Like, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna smile and be cute about it, you better get the job done. Tommy wants yeah. Oh shit. Oh, get it done like that, baby. Get it done like that. Whoa, no more mascots. Wow. Damn. That's yeah, moments like, yeah, dude, exactly. Oh, dude, absolutely makes life great. This is why we watch combat sports. Oh man, that's scary. You're reading something, yeah, dude, I'm trying to read chat and it's just like, oh shit. Cover the mascot's eyes. They did dirty. Yeah, they did him dirty with this fight, broke. Absolutely. For sure. Tommy wants the payday and wants to get past Jake to go through, yeah, his career. Jake wants to put out on what just another huge pay-per-view event and eventually, yeah, build up into bigger names. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I agree. I agree, tall kid. I agree. Justice for Nova. Dude, watch that KO, dude. Yeah, we got to see that KO again. Here we go. Oh, beautiful straight left. This is what happens when you go straight back. Oh boy, he hit him hard too. Right on the chin. Dude, that's what happens when you go straight back. Oh, and as soon as he hit him, he knew he knocked him out too. So clean, yeah. So clean. Oh man, that was pretty. That was pretty. It's got to be up there right now for one of the best KOs this year. Oh man, that's great. It's always hard for me to remember all the KOs. I feel like Jake is more athletic and more talented at boxing than Tommy because he's caught up to being, yeah, pretty much at Tommy's level in 4 years since he started. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. That's the kind of style you need to fight. Yeah, Shakur versus Haney. Yeah, absolutely. Get the girls. I love how Robeisy Romero bumped into the girl and just like, oh, sorry. Didn't mean to touch your butt. They're getting the gloves on the big boys. Here we go. Tommy's progress is much slower. Yeah, absolutely. I like to see Ramirez versus Loma at 130. Ooh, two-time Olympic gold medalists fighting each other. Dana, I like the way you think. At least got to have a rematch with Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, you don't see a lot of knockouts at featherweight, that's for sure. man. That's right, Matt. Is this this had to be co-main? Yes, this was co-main. Thank God. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Man, if looking at these odds here, win by KO, TKO, or disqualifications for Joe Smith, plus 800. That's not a bad line right there. Yeah, 21 reached Jake's level in 4 years. Depends on weight class, especially. I think Jake's done a really good job in 4 years. Flying him with that hook. And yeah, miss, and then the shot straight down the pike, man. That was nice. Dude, yeah, fight Shakur Stevenson at pro. That's the thing. Like, that would be a huge fight for Robeisy Ramirez. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. It was perfect. Perfect. The thing with, I think Shakur would probably be above him. I don't know. Shakur Stevenson's really fucking hard to beat right now. Shakur Stevenson's on a really high level right now. He is operating on all cylinders right now. He's like, Shakur Stevenson's looking super sharp. Super sharp. You know? It's getting to that point where it's like, I don't even know. I just don't even know what you do, man. Sparred were really good. In 2020 in Las Vegas, he sparred. Oh, dude. Steve Cunningham's classic. Pascal. Jorge Linares? I don't know. I don't know if Jake actually did that. Shakur is the best right now. I think he's better than all the lightweights. I don't know if I would go that far. Shakur Stevenson, there's only two people I see giving issues to Shakur's. I think Tank Davis always has a possibility of knocking someone out. I think he can knock out anyone. And if he lands something, he could definitely knock you out. Devin Haney's a problem just purely based off of his reach and jab. But Shakur Stevenson's really good defensively. I could see him getting around that. And Loma's is like the only X factor, man. Loma, I think, is always an X factor right now. But Shakur Stevenson has been active. Loma has been in Ukraine during the war. So I just don't know. I just don't know how Loma's going to look when he comes back, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's so tough to kind of like mix and match these different guys, because you have to also remember Shakur Stevenson making 130. What was his power look like at 135 pounds? Would it be better? If it's better, then is he more of a problem? I don't know. You know, so like you can make an argument. You can kind of make an argument for basically those three guys. I would say that could be possible issues, but I would probably lean towards Shakur Stevenson beating Tank. I would probably put money on that. I think that Devin Haney would be really tough and be really interesting because it'd be a huge chess match. Yeah, Loma is just like unique. He's like kind of that weird X factor. You just don't know if Loma is Loma, he's a problem for everyone. Forget about the number one lightweight Rolly. He's a problem for everyone. So it's just like you never know. Shakur Stevenson on a good day, though, can probably beat anyone. I think Devin Haney can also probably almost beat everyone as well. And Loma can beat everyone as well. You know, it's like, depending on who shows up, right? It's one of those situations. They all have so much talent, and they're kind of unique in their own ways. He won every fucking round. I would say Shakur Stevenson over Haney, in the sense of like Shakur Stevenson's defense is what sets him apart from Devin Haney. They're both really sharp. They both have really quick hands. They're both really talented, but Shakur Stevenson has a way better defense. Devin Haney can be hit. We've seen that. He can be hit. Shakur Stevenson's not easy to hit. Shakur Stevenson's never been wobbled. He's never taken real big punches on the chin because he's really good defensively. But who knows? Who knows? Shakur Stevenson moves up 5 pounds, and maybe some of that, maybe just a little bit added weight. He hits a little harder, and he gets a little mean. Who knows? You know, I never thought that Jamel Herring was going to have a huge problem with any of the power or anything that was coming back from Shakur, but he did. He got roughed up in that fight, man. His face did not look good after that. After that, I was like, shit. I underestimated Shakur Stevenson's power a little bit. Haney tends to, get exposed later in the fight. He slows down sometimes. He could have some issues with Shakur Stevenson for sure. Thing I noticed was that Jake spars a bunch of random boxers too. He sparred world class, but he's also sparred the heavyweight that alleged knocked out Joshua in the sparring for the Ruiz fight. Interesting. Oh, are you talking about Joey from Philly? That Joey kid. He's really heavy set. Short fat guy, yeah. Joey from Philly. I think they call him like the Tank or something like that. Cannot remember his last name to save my life, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Aris Lopez, he's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist fighting at light heavyweight. Ooh. I'll have to check him out. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, tall kid. I kind of want Shakur versus the guy that he got robbed against Valdez. Oh, that got robbed against Valdez. Yeah, that'd be a cool one. Yeah, Robinson, the Brazilian fighter. The Brazilian fighter. That'd be fun. John, that's amazing. John just sent me a picture of he pumped his coffee maker into his fridge water main line. That's awesome. King Kong versus Ruiz. I think it's the biggest thing I'm wondering is how's Andy Ruiz gets hit. Andy Ruiz gets hit. If Chris Arreola can touch you and knock you down, King Kong can knock you down. King Kong's a way better fighter than Chris Arreola. He's a way more, that Cuban pedigree, he's a better boxer than Chris Arreola. And if Chris Arreola can touch you, King Kong can touch you. Now, Ruiz had knee surgery. He lost a lot of weight. He always made the excuse that he always had a lot of weight on him because he likes the power that he feels while having that weight. I don't know if that's true or not. I just don't know if Luis Ortiz, being 106 years old, is going to be able to deal with a full 12-round fight against Andy Ruiz, who puts some decent pressure and has really fast hands. I'm probably gonna lean towards Andy Ruiz based off age. Yeah, King Kong can knock him out. Absolutely. You gotta remember too, how well Luis Ortiz, for his age, how well he moved and how good he looked against Deontay Wilder in their second fight. Like, he's still got a little bit left in the tank. And well, that was of course until of course, you know, Deontay Wilder had that massive knockout. So who knows? Yes. This is exactly the guy. Yes. Joey. Yes. This is exactly the guy, tall kid. He's from Philly. Well, I mean, Wilder, everyone knows that, like, you know, the worst thing that you can do if you're Wilder is fight someone that can box really well. You know, that's the biggest thing is, until, you know, until eventually Wilder lands that one big money shot, man. Your money's on Joe Smith? Look, if you have money on him, you could make some good money, especially if he gets a knockout. Plus 800. That's some good money. Yes, that's exactly it, Dana. I cannot pronounce his last name. I can't remember his last name for the longest time. Imagine how much AJ towers over him if Jake Paul looks like that next to him. Yeah, dude. So I'm probably going to lean towards Andy Ruiz. Against Luis Ortiz. But I will. Are you friends with him on Facebook, Dana? No way. The one thing I will say about Andy always makes me nervous. Always makes me nervous, man. I'm edging BETERBIEV. You know? Ward versus Jake is actually interesting if he takes the fight. Ward crushes Jake. Even at this current age. And the reason I say that is Andre Ward retired early. He retired early, and he is technically very sound. He's also taken punishment from some of the hardest, from the Crusher. I don't think anyone's going to be able to replicate the power of a prime Kovalev. Carl Froch, you're not going to, like, Tommy's not going to hit that hard. Dana, that's true. King Kong, yeah, he can hide that straight left and it's over. Dude, that's why it's like, I don't think it's a done deal that Andy Ruiz walks away with that fight. It's going to be a tough fight. If Andy's on point and Luis Ortiz looks old, and he wins. But if that Cuban decides to go out there and dance, man, when he's on his toes and he's bouncing, he's really technically super sound. And he's also going to look really big compared to Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is like 6. He says he's 6'1". He's not. BETERBIEV has to win or he goes to the Canadian gulags. That's why you want to see it. Of course. Of course. Here we go. So, BETERBIEV. I'm just going to call him BETERBIEV. I'm not going to switch back and forth. BETERBIEV doesn't need a lot of distance in terms of, like, he doesn't need to really wind up to hurt you. And that's why it's kind of scary, man. 9th round. I agree with that, Shrek. I think that Joe Smith hangs in there. I think he hangs in there, and eventually, not yet. Fight's about to start. They're giving us all the preview BS right now. Just to let people know, KO someone with a punch to the forehead is really hard to do, and let people know Wilder's power is for real. Dude, Wilder's power is freakish, dude. And when he knocked out Luis Ortiz in that second fight, man, what an iconic knockout. The way Ortiz looked afterwards when he's on the ground, holy shit. That like bewildered, like, oh my God, I just got hit with Thor's hammer kind of look was so crazy iconic. It's like, you know, it's I remember watching that fight and being like, oh man, this is kind of getting interesting. This is kind of interesting. Like, Wilder's losing every single round right now, and then just bang, it's over. It's over. And it was like, holy shit, dude. Like, Deontay Wilder's power is fucking crazy. Yeah, no, Andre Ward's not only a real pro fighter, he's like a top level. Andre Ward just got put into the Boxing Hall of Fame. There's levels to everything. He just got put into the Boxing Hall of Fame. You're not beating Andre Ward. And I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's Tommy Fury's next. Anyways. So, yeah. Now, can Joe Smith win this fight? Yeah, he can win this. Would I put my money on it? Dude, so next weekend they have Ricky Hatton versus Barrera. Marcus Antonio Barrera and freaking Hatton are gonna fight next weekend. Oh God. No, we're going on straight to main event. Yeah. Ricky Hatton is fighting Marco Antonio Barrera next weekend on this like weird old-timer fight card. We have Joe Joyce versus Christian Hammer. So I'm sorry, that's July 2nd. I should say that. It's July 2nd. June 25th, we don't have a lot going on. We don't have a ton going on for fights. There's that one DAZN card that's kind of interesting. But we don't have a ton next weekend. And that's a really bad I mean, July 2nd, obviously everyone's going to be watching Izzy. So maybe we might do a classic fight night. Any suggestions for classic fight night if we do it? Anyone you guys want to watch in particular? I mean, I think we are on... I think we did like 16 episodes of Classic Fight Night. Travis Taylor. So for Classic Fight Night, we watch usually one fighter, some of their best fights of all time. Ooh, not a bad suggestion, John. Joe Smith has a real puncher's chance. He definitely does. And he has to stand in, stand in the fire pit. Yeah, absolutely. With BETERBIEV and yeah. The ring pressure is going to be huge for this. Huge for this. Mayweather, you want to see the pretty boy era. Holyfield Bo. We did a Holyfield night. We have not done we did a Gotti Ward. So what we do is we pick one fighter and do their best fights, just to highlight them. We used to do more like just general suggestions, but now what we do is we usually try to pick like one fighter that we can really highlight everything. Heavyweight edition. Dude, we could do a James. We haven't done James Toney. We haven't done James Toney. Last classic fight night we did, let's see. So classic fight night. Last one we did was Rocky Marciano. We did a Larry Holmes night. We did Sweet Pea. We did Marvin Hagler, Muhammad Ali, Pacquiao. Yeah, it was episode 19 when we did Rocky Marciano. So we've done quite a bit. Who won? We haven't seen the main event yet. It's just about to start. So we have not started that one yet. Oh, Tommy Morrison? We do a Tommy Morrison night. I think we've watched some Tommy. We've watched some Tommy Morrison, but I don't think we've done a Prince Nassim. That's a good one. Mike Tyson, Big George, Holyfield, Lennox. Yeah. He never fought. Oh, dude, John Jones. He'd get murdered. Do you think that John Jones would beat Izzy? It's a good question. I think Izzy's super, super talented, but John Jones has dealt with bigger guys. So Izzy has to go up in weight if I'm not mistaken. And that'd be interesting. John Jones is a fucking murderer, dude. My favorite story of John Jones, Michael Moore, classic. My favorite story of John Jones is Joe Rogan talked about doing a fight in Brazil. Still ads, yep. Doing a fight. They were doing a UFC in Brazil. Yeah. Tommy Morrison was in Rocky 5 as Tommy Gunn, which is the worst Rocky movie out of all the Rocky movies and Creed movies combined. And Joe Rogan talks about like, so they're doing this fight in Brazil and everything like that, and like everything's being very well, kind of like security wise. They're making sure like Dana's making sure like everyone's getting to and from the hotel to, you know, where they need to be and everything like that. And it's all very safe and very well thought out and everything like that. And he says, he's like, the only person that like didn't kind of follow those rules was John Jones. And John Jones was up in the favelas, like doing coke and smoking weed and drinking the night before a fight. And he shows up the next day and like just shows up the next day and fights and wins. Oh my God. Oh my God. John Jones, man. John Jones sparring partners his wife. Jerry Cooney. Oh my God. No, I will. Dude, 407, what's going on, man? Oh, Emmanuel Augustus? You mean the drunken master? I love Emmanuel. We've shown him a couple times on Classic Fight Night. He got robbed a couple times. More than a couple times. He certainly deserved to win more than he did. Judges obviously did not like Ken Norton's a classic as well. Ernie Shaver might be a good one to do as well. Both Muhammad Ali and George Foreman said that he's the hardest hitting individual they've ever been hit by. But Emmanuel Augustus got robbed. They didn't like the fact he showboated. You know. You just typed as I say, yeah. Great minds think alike, man. So yeah, I think Emmanuel Augustus is like, I have a special place in my heart for him. He's so great, man. Here we go. So yeah, next weekend, or I should say July 2nd, we have Joe Joyce versus Christian Hammer. I do not give a shit about that fight. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch Joe Joyce fight a over-the-hill Christian Hammer. Yeah, even harder than Foreman and Liston, according to the GOAT. Dude, Muhammad Ali said that when Ernie Shaver hit him, his teeth rattled. You like Joe Joyce? I can't look, I like Joe Joyce as a person. As a person, he's a great guy. He's good on the mic. He's very respectful. I don't have any problem with that. Watching Joe Joyce fight is like watching paint dry or a glacier move. He's so slow. He's so fucking slow. And he does that little robot jab of his that he doesn't even turn it over. He just, yeah. Oh God. I'm not a big fan of Joe Joyce. I hate on him a little bit. But I also had to Dubois lost him, but to be fair, man. Yeah, watching the Klitschko's is boring, that's true. Jab and grab. Jab and grab. Jab and grab. Enough said. Joe Joyce is 36 years old. Vitaly was more exciting, yes. Dubois is a bum. Dubois Dubois is young. He's very young. But I will say this. I wanted Dubois to beat Joe Joyce. Yeah, he's 36. But if you can't deal with a basic jab coming from Joe Joyce, which you should see that coming from a mile away, Joe Joyce doesn't hide his punches. He's very straightforward. He's a very blue collar, pick up his fucking pail and go to work kind of fighter. You see his punches coming from a mile away. If you can't duck those and move your head enough, and you get your orbital bone broken basically because you can't move your head enough from a basic jab, you don't deserve to beat him. You don't deserve to beat him, man. Plain and simple. Dubois did not deserve to beat Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce did exactly what he said he was going to. Who's winning? Probably BETERBIEV. Browns Nation, what's going on, man? Glenn the Road Warrior Johnson. Right now, we're getting ready for main event. So it's going to have the worst music selection ever, bro. Joe Jones' brother lived in the area, and he played for the Baltimore Ravens. I've seen, oh, dude, John around town all the time. That's crazy. (10-0), 17K. Dude, yeah. BETERBIEV is only won by knockout. Literally only won by knockout. I don't ever think it's going to be easy purely because we just don't know. I'll say this. Joe Smith is a tough cookie. I think he's a good fighter. I don't think he's technically, from a fundamental standpoint, better than BETERBIEV. But he also has a 70% KO percentage himself. He's not shy to throw. So anything can happen. That said, I would put my money on BETERBIEV. BETERBIEV, I think, should take this. Easy, look, I would have thought, if you asked me during the Canelo versus Bivol fight, I thought, oh yeah, this should be kind of an easy fight. Easy fight. Boy, I ate those words when it came to Bivol. Canelo, you just don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be tough. I think Joe Smith's going to last in there. I think that we'll see how he does with the power. That's going to be the biggest question. Because if Joe Smith can't hang in the pocket and deal with BETERBIEV's power, it is going to be an easy fight. It is going to be an easy fight. If he can hang in the pocket and deal with the power, then it's going to be a fun fight. Yeah, exactly. You just never know, man. That's a great point. You just don't know. You just don't know. look, Joe Smith, I get it. I like his story and everything like that. Just, you got to also remember, BETERBIEV, he just hits different, man. He just hits different. And I'll never forget, I can never remember the Ukrainian guy that fought BETERBIEV. I remember Teddy Atlas was in his corner. Dude, Browns Nation, what's going on, dude? This is going to be a fun fight, Browns Nation. If you haven't seen this fight, get ready for this. This is going to be great. I remember BETERBIEV fighting the Ukrainian that at the time that Teddy Atlas was training. I was like, oh, Teddy's in the corner. This is going to be great. And BETERBIEV just fucking crushed him. He just fucking crushed him, man. And it was just like, shit. Is this really at the 20K plus people at MSG? It's at Madison Square Garden right now. So, Madison Square Garden. Get ready. Get ready. Bloodbath. Get ready. Bloodbath. Who wins? Triple G versus Canelo 3. Probably Canelo. Most likely, I'd probably put my money on Canelo. Joe Smith coming out aggressive. I like it. Money's on Triple G. It all depends on that body work. Imagine Triple G versus BETERBIEV. Jesus. Joe Smith, I like the aggression. Should I have bought oh dude. 6-1 odds. That's great. Dude, Joe Smith is I love the aggression. Yeah, no fear is right. You don't think he's the same fighter anymore? I'm very curious to see how he does back at 168 pounds. The big thing is you got to remember Triple G's 40 years old, man. This is fun right now. This is fun right now. Dude. Oh, down goes Smith. No, wait, hold on. Hold on. Damn. Canelo is no longer an immortal. That's true. He bleeds. That's very true. That's very true, man. That is true. I mean, this is gonna be a fun one right now. I think the big thing is the body shots that we saw in Triple G's last fight, just the way he reacted. If I'm Canelo, I'm just working the body all day. 40-year-old body shots. You can't ever break Triple G's chin, but you can certainly break his ribs. That was a knockdown. I thought it was a knockdown. Murata did a good job with the body work, and it's just like that's what you got to do if you're Canelo. You can't. Oh, that's a knockdown. I've told you, BETERBIEV does not need to full on wind up to hit people to knock them out. You know? Let's go is right. Oh, man. Look, I like the idea. Better get back on the PEDs and tainted meat. Look, I've said this so many times. There is legit Mexican government actual research that their meat is tainted. just so you know. The Mexican government has shown this in their own troops, and it is the exact same amount as well as chemical that was found in Canelo. And he did pass a hair sample test. Not trying to justify it, just saying. I'm guessing he probably did cycle because he had that out, but just putting it out there. Just fun. Just little facts about that. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying. It looks dangerous, dude. Yeah, this is not good. If you're trying to fight BETERBIEV, first round getting knocked down, immediate 10-8. Yep, exactly, Wolf. And BETERBIEV hits hard, dude. I love the aggression from Smith. Yeah, BETERBIEV has different kind of bombs, man. Absolutely. Look. I love the aggression. Look at this fight, man. Hate Smith dipping like that. Yeah, dude. Oh, he goes down again. Oh, shit. Dude, Smith he wants to be aggressive. You want to play with fire, you're going to get burned, man. Oh, man. Two out of two now. Yep. 2 rounds, 2 knockdowns. And Smith's hurt. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Again. Smith is really fucking hurt. We were talking about round 9s and 10s in the fucking chat. He's not going to last fucking to the 3rd round. This motherfucker's getting knocked out. G-Fig, what's going on, man? His fight's gonna be over, yeah. Oh, you said BETERBIEV by 2nd round. Damn, that's a bold statement. And you might be right. To last until round 4. Ooh, 1,000 to 1, probably getting up there right now. I say in chat, we'll remember, dude, Derek, that's a great, I mean, right now you're looking like a genius, because I wouldn't have guessed 2nd round. That's a really bold statement, but it's about over right now. BETERBIEV just fucking hitting him hard. Oh, those uppercuts. Joe Smith's going down. They stopped the fight. Derek called it. Derek fucking called the round of this fucking fight. Holy shit, dude. Wow, dude. Dude, you gotta pat yourself on the back on that one. You gotta pat yourself on the back on that one. I don't know how you guessed that. That's a flawless victory is right. Joe Smith just got fucking torched. He rolled that boy. He did. I don't know if anyone can beat BETERBIEV right now, man. I don't know if anyone can beat BETERBIEV. The fucking Russian Wolverine. The Russian Wolverine came out and he just destroyed Smith. Bivol versus BETERBIEV. Yeah, dude, let's get that fight going. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I don't know. Canelo, Bivol could say I could just stick it out and fight Canelo for a 2nd time, make a ton of money. Yeah, Smith Jr. did. No, Pluto, you're right, man. He did have the wrong game plan. I love the boldness. I love the boldness of Smith to go after BETERBIEV. But he got too aggressive. He got too greedy. He got way too greedy. Talking exactly. And people wanted, Canelo versus BETERBIEV. I have said this, broke, from day one. I've said that Canelo could beat Bivol. I've said that. I will admit to that. I definitely, especially Bivol the last couple years, has looked not quite as sharp as he should. He showed up, obviously, when he fought Canelo. I thought for sure that was low-hanging fruit. Clearly, Canelo did too. But BETERBIEV was always someone I was like, nah, man. Nah. You thought these two were even fighters an hour ago. Dude, hey, Will, it happens, man. This is, you don't know. You don't, look, this could have been a much more even fight. Oh, yeah, BETERBIEV knocks out Canelo. BETERBIEV knocks out Canelo. I mean, he just made Smith look like a chump, man. BETERBIEV hit so hard. Dude, Smith was, that was a good stop. By the way, that was a good stoppage. I know some people are like, eh. Yeah, first Donaire, now Smith. Dude, that's true, Shrek. I didn't see that coming either. I didn't expect Donaire to get just absolutely run over by Inoue. Dude, shit. Should have stuck with the jab. And yeah, exactly. Dude, that's a great line. Should have stuck with the jab, last a couple rounds. Those temple shots were brutal. That was super fast. BETERBIEV hits hard. As a certified bum. That was, look, Smith should have played it out a little bit. Just to go straight at him like that was a dumb decision. That was a bad, whoever's game plan that was, like, hey, Joe, just go straight at him. Don't waste any time. Just go straight at him. Don't think I would. Okay. Jake Paul just posted, y'all don't think I can become world champion, but look at how Joe Smith Jr. is fighting. In 3 years, I'll become lightweight heavyweight champion of the world. That's pretty funny. Brawl, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. He was playing with fire. He got burnt. Exactly, Matt. Absolutely, he did. Look, I get it. I get it. You know, you want to go out there. You want to show him you got some balls, and you want to try to go at toe to toe a little bit. I understand that. I respect that. But after you get tagged like that, you got to start really game planning totally different. I mean, yeah, his power is the real deal. I mean, Joe Smith's a solid fighter, but damn, man. Damn. BETERBIEV is fucking absolute nightmare to deal with. Imagine BETERBIEV's kids, they probably stay on their best behavior. I mean, I have to agree with you, Wolf, yeah. 18 fights, 18 KOs. He is a different breed, Derek. Absolutely. Shit. And BETERBIEV has been knocked down, but they've all been flash knockdowns. He's never been hurt. I mean... Oh, same thing with you, Todd, man. Hopefully you have a great weekend. Thanks for being here. Man, 100% KO streak is still intact for BETERBIEV. Oh, man. I really want to see how BETERBIEV, if he calls anyone out. Dude, BETERBIEV kills Canelo. I like Canelo. I'm not even a Canelo hater, but Jesus Christ. BETERBIEV just ran over Joe Smith like it's nothing. I didn't expect that, man. I did not expect that at all. UFC's over. That's the only fight you should call out. Yeah, I mean, people are gonna say Zerto, but Bivol is definitely the fight. Smith had never been dropped. Tonight was, yeah. That was crazy, man. Bam. Let's see if BETERBIEV calls out. I think BETERBIEV is absolutely. If I'm him, I'm going after Bivol. Boys, calm down and chat. Joe Smith's not a bum, but he's also was low hanging fruit for a guy this level. Joe Smith wasn't at this level. He's not ready for this. Joe Smith's a solid boxer, but he's not at the elite level. He's not ready for guys like this. There's a reason he lost to Bivol too. You know? I'll make up and make out. Dude, Anthony Yard. Why would you fight? Why would you fight Yard? Why would you fight Yard when you could fight Bivol? Like Yard brings nothing to the table. BETERBIEV crushes the fuck out of Yard. No, he didn't call out Yard. So what they did is ESPN had Anthony Yard in the house. Anthony Yard's literally in the stands right now. And so what they did is they were interviewing Anthony Yard earlier on. And because of that, they brought it up to Bivol. Would you want to fight? I mean, BETERBIEV. Do you want to fight Bivol and do a unification fight, or do you want to fight Anthony Yard? Which is a dumb question, because there's no scenario that you would fight a fighter with no belts and that, quite frankly, is only popular in the UK. There's no reason to fight Anthony Yard. You gain nothing from it. Okay, you gain nothing from it. Bivol is literally the only correct answer. You want to fight Zerto? I understand it even a little bit. But Jesus, man, like Anthony Yard, there's just nothing there, man. Like that would be a fast fight. BETERBIEV would just absolutely roll Yard. You gotta remember, Anthony Yard couldn't beat a washed up Kovalev. Like he's already lost twice. Yard's already lost twice. Buatsi also would get rolled easily by BETERBIEV. So there's no question. It's either Bivol or not. And there's no reason to fight anyone other than someone that has a belt. Like, I think Joe Smith beats Yard. Yeah, that could definitely happen. That could actually happen. Because that's literally the level that Anthony Yard's on. I don't even know people that, I mean, other than UK boxing fans, no one talks about it. Kovalev versus BETERBIEV. Kovalev's way past his prime and way too drunk. I mean, anyways. I know we expected a knockout. We definitely expected a stoppage. Other than Derek, I don't think anyone expected to see it in the second round. So Kovalev is 39, BETERBIEV is 37. True, but Kovalev is a fucking drunk. That's the difference. Kovalev has a lot of issues. And this is not even a question. Not even a question of Kovalev's state at this point. He drinks too much. Everyone knows this. He gets handsy with people on airplanes. He's not someone I want to see. I don't want to see him fight BETERBIEV. In fact, I don't want to see Kovalev fight it at all anymore. I think he needs to retire. So that's my opinion. They might be close in age, but they're very far apart in terms of professionalism right now. You know? Anywho. So, hopefully you guys had a good time tonight. Hopefully there's some fun. I know this was a fast fight. Normally we have a longer card. I mean, this is not even 3 hours of streaming, which is very short. Next weekend, there's no real fights going on. So maybe we'll do a stream where we just do suggestions. You guys suggest fights or fighters, and I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what we're going to do. We got to do something though, obviously, you know, but thanks for being here, guys. Hopefully you had a good time. We'll figure out something next weekend. Watch some boxing together. As always, hopefully you had fun. Hey, we saw a knockout. That's what we wanted. We wanted to see that. That's what we got. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week. I'll see you probably on Friday. Maybe we'll do a gaming stream. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, if you're not part of the Discord, check that out. Let me quickly link that in Discord on Twitch for you guys. If you want, go down. If you're down on YouTube, it's right down. The link's right down below. So, with that said, talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your week. Hopefully you're in Discord. We can chit chat. See ya.